Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. I was having a little bit of technical issues with my internet, so I had to stop my stream and fix those problems. I'm back now, and so far so good. OBS is in the green, and it does look a little bit jittery, dang it. Oh well, I'm going to keep going from here. Hopefully it'll work out. I don't have too much time. It's already 20 minutes past when I wanted to start. I'm doing the last 3 days of Inktober, starting with today, which is double for the prompt. I didn't have too much time to think about this beforehand, so I'm going to just draw two characters who look the same. So like I'll draw twins. I'm just trying to do it quickly. And if you're hearing, I'm not sure if you will hear it now, but if you're hearing meowing, that's Kiba. Outside my door meowing. I think he hears me talking to myself in here. And that's what makes him want to come in. But I don't know if you'll be able to hear him this time because I changed my setup a little bit. I, for some reason, never thought about using my gaming headset, even though I'm streaming on Twitch. I know it doesn't make sense, but I've never streamed games. I've only streamed art. So that's why I never thought of it. I got it set up. I had to get an extra long cord because it doesn't reach to my computer. Normally it's only like a 2 or 3 foot cable, standard, I guess you could say. But I did a whole bunch of testing last week to see if the sound would work. Hopefully it will come through all right. It does seem like, even though I was testing, keeps going in the red on OBS. I realized something while I was doing all that testing, and it's that when I'm just saying test, test, test in the mic, it's not the same as when I'm actually talking naturally during a stream. So today is also going to be a sort of test in and of itself. I'm not sure if the microphone will pick up Kibi's meowing now, but I really wanted to find a way to not use the microphone that comes in my camera, because if I am looking up, like I'm looking at the screen to see what's going on in chat, my voice is a totally different volume than when I'm looking down at my page. And then of course when I reach over to do something with my PC, which is off to my left, then it's a totally different volume, and I've been just trying to remember to raise my voice at those times, but it's still not ideal. So if this microphone works out, that'll be great, because I don't actually use it very much. I got it when I got my Switch, my Nintendo Switch. I thought I'd be using it more often, but I haven't had need to. I play a lot of single-player games anyway, so it's not... I guess I should have known that I probably wouldn't use a microphone, but I'm glad I bought it back then, because now I can use it for streaming, as long as it works out. I'm trying to keep an eye on the volume bar on OBS. It does keep hitting red. I'm going to turn down the decibels a little bit more. I want my voice to be the same volume, but I don't want it to be like crackly because it's too loud. I don't know how to describe what that sound is that happens. It's like the sound of speakers that are blown out. I don't want that to happen. And when I was testing, I got all the settings redone for trying to eliminate the sound of the fan from my computer, but I have a new fan. I was extremely grateful my friend gave it to me for free after all those spendy upgrades I did last month. It was really nice to get something that I didn't have to spend even more money on, but it's really noisy. So I wasn't able to completely eliminate the fan noise, because the only time I did, it made my voice sound like I was in a different room or something. It was so muffled. Sarah and Carletta, welcome! Good afternoon to you as well. Sarah, I hope the app works for you. I've heard for some people, for some viewers, it's not working at all for my streams. And I hope it works for you, because I've also heard other people say that it's fine for them. In fact, I think it was you, Carletta, that told me it was working fine for you on the app one time last week. And I hope my stream's coming through all right. I had a little bit of trouble earlier with the internet, but we got me set up as the priority device on our home network, so hopefully it's coming through all right. At least OBS now is not in the red. Kilobits per second has been green, green, green. It wasn't working a couple weeks ago for you. Well, just let me know. I mean, I can't do anything, but it is nice to know. At least I can warn people. If it seems like it's still giving trouble to some, then I can give them fair warning. Fair warning that it might not work on the phone. It's one of my Facebook fans from my Facebook page. She's such a nice person, and she's always really interested in my work, and especially in joining me on my stream, and she has not yet had a good experience as far as I can tell with the app. It just does not want to work for her. I'm trying hard to make these two characters look similar as possible. Since the prompt is double, I'm just drawing twins basically. Just making up a couple characters that look the same. Jeremy, welcome! Yay! I'm so happy! 3 of you guys with me today. And I'm glad it's working for you at least. Sarah, you're not doing Team Rocket. That's good. Nope, it didn't cross my mind. Sorry so I'm not used to having a microphone in front of my face, and I often hold my cheek with my hand, and I keep bumping my microphone. Hopefully it's not making too much noise when I do that. Too much bonus noise. How was my birthday dinner? You love that I love to cook. Yeah, I really love cooking. Unfortunately, the recipe I chose, in the end, it turned out, but it said to cook it for 3 to 4 hours on low. And I was a little late starting, so I put it on medium, and I cooked it for 2 hours with, thinking I could do to 2 to 3 hours. Instead, I had to turn it up to high after 3 hours, and then cook it for another 1.5 hours on high. Like, if I had cooked it on low, like it said, it would have taken 8 hours. So dinner was like 3 hours late. And that was, at least we had snacks and stuff to eat while we waited, but it's always a little bit, not embarrassing exactly, because it was family, so it's not very high pressure, but still, I guess frustrating is the word, when you follow the recipe and it's still not working out. And then, of course, I accidentally chose a freaking omelet recipe, which people who know me well know I can't stand eggs, especially not something where it's all eggs. The nice thing was, it was like even ratio eggs to potatoes in it, and so I was able to eat it. I put a bunch of sour cream and Tabasco sauce and a ground black pepper, and I was able to eat a full serving. But I definitely won't be making it again, for not just because I don't like eggs, but also because that was ridiculous how much time it took to cook. And I have a brand new slow cooker, and I was using an America's Test Kitchen recipe, and it's the recommended exact model that they tested for, so I know it should be good. It shouldn't be broken or anything. So I don't know what the heck, man. And then the cake didn't turn out as good as I wanted. It was a weird cake recipe that didn't have eggs, which is kind of funny because I guess when I'm baking I love eggs because it's mixed in with everything else. But it didn't have eggs. Instead it had like twice as much oil as cake recipes usually call for, and it just tasted like chocolate flavored oil. It was really, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. You didn't know that I hate eggs? Well, it's because we live so far away. I don't really talk food with you, so it's understandable that you wouldn't know that. Jeremy knows that, I'm sure. Well, it's not 100% true, though. For some reason, Asian-style egg recipes I tend to like. I've not tried everything, but say egg drop soup, where it's pretty much just like eggs in broth, I love that. I don't know, it doesn't taste the way eggs usually taste or something. I really like egg drop soup. It's just a bunch of eggs swirling around in the broth. And then, of course, fried rice. When I make my own fried rice, I always put eggs in it. Just little scrambled eggs mixed in. Something about the Asian seasonings or something I really like. You chocolate oil, right? It was so... Everybody was so nice, though. They're like, chocolate, can't go wrong with chocolate and stuff. I'm like, no. I just let it be, though. I didn't want to darken the mood with my disappointment, because I love chocolate. That's like my favorite thing. I ate a whole little, like, half pint of chocolate ice cream last night. Just love chocolate so much. Yeah, I'm not trusting any more cake recipes that are, at least, I really think the eggs are important in a cake recipe. There's something about what they add to it. And then, I don't know, it called for 1.25 cups of oil. That's so much oil. I guess I should have been suspicious right off the bat, but it was the only recipe I could find that didn't call for a stand mixer to do all the mixing, and I don't have a stand mixer. So, and in the past when I've tried to use an electric hand mixer, it did not turn out. Like, the cakes always collapse, or like I've messed up the frosting where it's just all curdled and stuff. It's like, dang it, maybe someone will get me a stand mixer for Christmas. I've got my ideal choice on my Christmas list already. It's been on there for 3 years, though. I don't know. We'll see. we'll see how that turns out. Can't get their noses to look the same. This one will not. Come on. You guys gotta look the same. Okay, this is my last attempt. If it doesn't work, they're just gonna have slightly different noses. There, good enough. That's good enough, man. Yay! You're eating fried rice and sesame chicken right now. Yummy! I don't eat meat anymore, but I love fried rice. Well, I eat fish, shellfish and stuff, but terrestrial animals, I don't want to eat them. It's not that I don't like eating them or anything. My guilt has overpowered my hunger, I guess. But fried rice is great because you can make it with tons of stuff. I love either shrimp fried rice, or I love when they do the little fried tofu. Fried tofu is the best. It's so good. I mean, pretty much anything is good if you fry it. But I seriously, now I want to eat Asian food for dinner. I don't know what I'm eating for dinner. Oh, wait, I do. We're going to see the second screening of the National Theatre live Frankenstein tonight in the movie theaters. It's from the British National Theatre, and it has Benedict Cumberbatch. And this time, so we saw one last week, and Benedict Cumberbatch played the creature, Frankenstein's monster. And this week, he's going to be playing Frankenstein, and the other guy who I had not heard of before, so I can't remember his name, he's going to be playing the creature. That's really cool that they did that. The only problem is it's like a depressing, it's so depressing, and like I don't want to watch it again because it just makes you feel bad. Not because it's a bad show or anything, but it's one of those shows where it's like, oh, that's the nature of humanity or whatever. Like, there's no word. There's no word for it. But it was super good, so I definitely want to watch this reversed role version tonight. So I'll just be having my popcorn for dinner. I had the Cheetos popcorn. So good. Spicy Cheetos popcorn. I had stopped going to this theater because the theater closer to me was better, but they've really stepped up their games because there was such big competition, and then they got this freaking Cheetos popcorn. I love it. Let's see. This is turning out pretty good, since I'm not really looking at a reference image or anything. I don't know what kind of hair. I think I was just going to give him like a straight bob cut type of thing. I really need to keep it simple because since I got started late today, I want to make sure to finish this in time. Of course, I'll go over if I need to, but it was nice earlier in the month when I found myself with time to create, what is it called, pose references in Daz Studio. I haven't had time to do that. Let's see, so I'm putting a dot right here so I can put their bangs in where their hair comes from at the same spot because their heads are at a slightly different angle. Just want to give them really straight cut hair. What was today's prompt? Oh, it is double. So I decided to just draw twins. That's the first thing that came to mind was two characters who look the same. because I didn't have much time to think about this. In fact, I got started late. It was like already 11:30 and I was like, oh, okay, what's the prompt? Because yesterday I ran another 10K and that went well enough, but I haven't been able to train because of my foot has an injury. Pretty common actually, but it's super annoying, and the main way of recovering from it is just don't do anything, like just rest until it's better. But I'd already signed up for this race and I didn't want to waste my money, so I ran it anyway, even though I hadn't trained for months. And I think because of that, and also because I didn't drink enough water right before the race, and right before I mean like the 12 hours leading up to it, I got really, really sick to my stomach. And I was still feeling kind of bad this morning, so I took a nap instead of getting up and coming to my studio. But I feel a lot better now, so I'm really glad I took that nap. Like I feel in perfect health now. Just that little extra couple hours of sleep was what I really needed. I think I need to be careful of stomach ailments, because last month I also got really sick to my stomach, but it was before the 10K I ran last month. I think it was because I had so many projects to do. I was getting so stressed out that my body couldn't handle it anymore. It was a slightly different reason, but so that's why today I'm keeping it super simple. Just didn't have enough time, but I know exactly what I'm going to do for tomorrow's prompt. The prompt is Jolt. And it's, well, I won't say what I'm doing yet, but I already know what I'm going to do. This is turning out pretty good. Let's see. Do a little divide in the hair right here too. Want the hair to be straight cut, but not too perfect. I ran a 10K. Yep, I ran a 10K. My second one. My first one was last month, and I've been running 5Ks since 2 summers ago now. But it sucks because I'm like, yay, I'm finally the athletic person I always wanted to be. And then it's like, my body is like, okay, here, have an injury, so you can't be athletic. And like, recover for 2 years or whatever. It's going to end up being like, dang it, trying so hard to be healthy and fit. There's always something. Jeremy, being a twin sucks. Well, knowing you're a twin, I understand. Don't show him this video. Sarah. Okay, Sarah. Fine, I'm going to have to edit what I'm drawing. I'm going to have to edit slightly what I'm drawing. It's going to be great, though. I'm still not going to tell you what it is. I can't disappoint you, though. Jolteon. I can tell you honestly, it wasn't Jolteon that I was going to do, but now I'm going to have to include a Jolteon. It'll be good, though. It'll be even better. It's going to be even better now. You're so funny. It's not Jolteon, and get out. Dang, so harsh. You're so harsh. There. This person, since they're leaning forward a little bit, I'm having their side bang or whatever this is split apart a little more, like it's falling apart. It has to go down further since it's cut at an angle. I'm having fun drawing these two. Kind of like that they're a little bit ambiguous looking. I didn't do that on purpose, but I like it. I'll keep it. I'll keep them ambiguous looking. Now, I wonder if I should... Yeah, I'll just have it. I'll just have the cut kind of match with the stuff that's in front of the ear. Aw. You love me no matter what I draw. Well, I still have to draw a Jolteon now, though. That's too good of an idea to pass up. Let's just say what I was thinking of, and what I'm still going to draw also, was another electric type. But not what you might be thinking. Okay, this person is behind this person, so I'm going to just draw the hair as if it's back behind them. Back behind the other person's hair. Have a little spot of ink or something on here. It kind of sucks. I wonder if it... Oh, it probably bled through from this one. Oh well, that's okay. Aha, I know what I'm missing. Be right back. Okay, see you when you get back. I need to draw these ear tail things on this side. There. It's pretty good. And then this person's not leaning over so much, so they probably wouldn't come out so far from the face. I wanted this to be a little more sharp. Maybe I'll cut it straight even though... No, I don't like that. I don't like it, don't like it. Just want it to be slightly more angular cut. If I do this too, that'll help. There we go. I think that's better. That's a bit better. I feel like this one's hair is a little too close to the skull. So it gets slightly bigger. Now, what kind of... How shall I do the eyes? I'm going to give them cat pupils. Make it a little more interesting. Little lines for their pupils. So otherwise, these are pretty generic looking characters. Okay, sweet. I think that's good. Okay, today I decided, since I was running so late, I'm just going to use 2 brush pens. And these are brush pens that Sarah sent me. This one is black, and this one is like a gray wash kind of color. So I'm going to do nothing but ink with... I'll line with this one, and then I'll fill in areas with this one. And that's all I'm going to use. Since it's a brush pen, it's actually pretty... I picked these on purpose knowing that they're really good at giving lots of different sizes of line. That's why I like brush pens so much. They can do so much and you don't have to stop. You don't have to stop your process and stop your thinking to switch out to a different tool. Okay, hold on. Just realized this person's eye is a little too high up. Redraw this one. Aw, too bad you can't see the stream. I'm gonna draw the Jolteon just for you. But yeah, there's always YouTube. I will definitely have the recording up as usual. There, that's better. That's much better. Yep, your supplies. I like switching. Between the ArtSnacks and the box you sent me. Although they weren't all inking supplies, but you know what I mean. Welcome, Carletta. Welcome back. I think it's working for Sarah. I think she was just saying tomorrow's stream she can't make it, even though I'm gonna draw Jolteon. Thanks to her suggestion. There. Brush pen is so good for doing eyelashes too. I love it. I love using the brush pen. It's so fun. I love building up the lines. Oh, I need to ink something bigger because these bristles are too far apart. Come on, bristles. Okay, I'm gonna just push it on a scrap paper. There we go, that's better. I need them to stick tight together to do the eyes because it's such a small little area. Yep, you did pick out good supplies. Even those markers. I mean, I know I've said this before, but even those markers you thought might not be that good, they ended up really good too. I'm glad you were so nice and sent me a surprise box of supplies. The only entity that has ever done that is ArtSnacks, and that's because I pay them. This brush pen is so good. I really like it. If you want a big thick line, it gives you it, and if you want to keep it smaller, it obeys. Be careful right here in between the strands of hair. Don't want to accidentally ink inside of there. I think you mentioned Five Below before, but we don't have that store out here. I've never heard of it before. Is it just another sort of arts and crafts thing like Michael's? So we definitely have Michael's. I always use Michael's for my framing. They actually do a really good job. Or at least they've always done a good job for me for framing my art. And I've even gone to 2 different Michaels. And they built one that was closer to me, so I started using that one, and it was just as good. It's also kind of nice because they remember me. If I get the same employee, I only go in once a year for the fair to get my newest art frame to enter into the fair. But if I get the same person, they remember me from last year. No problem, Carletta. I'm glad you're even here at all. Feel free to go take care of whatever you need to take care of. It's like a dollar store, but the max price is $5. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's interesting. Yep, we just have regular dollar stores here. But we've been getting lots of, it's like the economy is doing really good, at least in my area, so maybe the local economy. And we just keep getting more and more stores, and stuff just keeps getting built, and so maybe they'll come out here. Maybe they'll expand out here. Kiba's meowing again. I don't know if this microphone catches it. The microphone on my camera did. His little meows. Just by himself out there meowing. He's slowly coming closer to my door. It's almost creepy. You have 2 Michaels within 15 minutes when an AC more opened up. You finally went in, and it's gonna be a problem. Do they have super good stuff? Is that what you're saying? Or lots of variety? Ooh, art supplies they're a bad temptation for me too. And I've gotten a lot better at controlling myself. Like in the past, we had a crafting store go out of business when I was like in high school or just out of high school, and I went crazy buying stuff. I wasn't even a knitter, and I was like, oh, there's all this knitting stuff, is so cheap, and I just bought all this yarn and knitting needles and stuff, and I did use them, but just this year I finally gave the rest away because I was like, I made one complete scarf, and then I like attempted 3 other scarves but never actually finished them, and I finally got serious with myself and sent them to the thrift store. Someone who can actually finish projects can have them. Yeah, I've learned to control myself. I have all this paper and stuff because I love paper, and it's bad because if I don't use it, then it's just sitting there and sitting there. It's so close. It's like a mile down the road. Yep, that's bad. That's bad. You could go in, you could buy one little thing, and carry it out. And it's just one little thing, and go in the next day. It's just one thing. And I gotta walk in, and I can see myself faced with that temptation. At least now, this year, I've actually been going through stuff. I've finally been making enough art throughout the year that I need more watercolor paper. Although, I thought if I just go ahead and use the rest of my super high quality, it comes in like a giant sheet. Just go ahead and use that, and then I don't have to buy more paper yet. Oh, that doesn't look happy. Add a little more ink. I wanted it to look like a smile. There, that's better. squeeze this. Squeeze the barrel and more ink comes out, and I just realized that I ought to do that because it's getting kind of dry. I always do it outside of my page because I'm afraid of squeezing it too much and not realizing what I'm doing and getting a big blop of ink. I don't want that to happen. Get their little neck cords. That's what I always call them. Neck cords. A bit of texture for these side bang things. Aha, and this one's eyes. They're not looking like exact twins, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, that's the mantra for Inktober this year. Finished, not perfect. It's actually been really helpful for me because I'm so bad with trying to make everything perfect. I'm just looking this over real quick to make sure I didn't forget anything. Their ears are totally different. Oh well, that's okay. Aha, it's eyeball. Oops. The bristles split and I didn't realize it. So I got two tiny lines instead of one. This one's eyelashes aren't as pronounced. Work a little bit more with this eyelashes. Okay, it's good for now. Let's erase. You already have plans for more art supplies for me next year. I'm looking forward to it. I love art supplies. I know I just got done talking about that. I'll stop. I love trying new stuff. That's why I've been subscribed to ArtSnacks for... I'm in my 5th year now. I got subscribed exactly 1 year after they got started because the Museum of Modern Art tweeted about them. And I saw it and I was like, oh, this is so perfect. Because it's a little better than what I used to do, which was go to the store, see what new stuff there was, and then go crazy and spend like, way too much money on stuff, and then I would end up buying so much that I didn't even try it all. ArtSnacks is like, it's portioned. Yeah, it's like having pre-made portions of new art supplies. And then it also saves me the time of browsing. Because although shopping is fun in and of itself, sometimes it can get overwhelming when you go in the art supply section and there's just so much stuff and you're trying to remember what you already have and... I think in the end, though, I'm spending just as much money on ArtSnacks as I have in the past when I'd go on those art supply shopping sprees. At least this way it's measured out. I know exactly how much I'm spending. Oh, there's a little line right here. Maybe I'll switch to this now. And do the wash stuff that I want to. Yep, you're right. Doing the streams is helping. I think the streams actually help me just make more art in general as well. And that always, you know, making art helps me use up the supplies. At least making physical media art. So I was really happy when I finished up a watercolor book. A book of watercolor pages earlier this year. I was like, yes, I've had this for years and years and years. It's finally used up. Trying to be real careful right here because I don't want to lose these little highlights that I penciled in. That's pretty good. So get this little shadowy area under their noses. Makes them look kind of like dogs or something. Now, just going to do one of these kind of highlights for their hair. Just going to mark it out with this wash pen, and then I can fill it in. That's something I've noticed, is that I'd like to, at least when I'm doing anime style characters, I'd like to use more blocky highlights and less tons and tons of lines, because whenever I use the tons and tons of lines to more mimic realistic hair, I can't help overdoing it, and then it doesn't seem to match the rest of the drawing, and I'm not happy with it. I think if I practice with shading like this, where it's just an overall block of highlight and maybe blocks of shadow, I'll be happier with the end result, with the overall look of the piece. I love this wash pen too. I think getting this sort of gray color is really fun for my Inktober, because it's still, as I've said this before, but for Inktober, what really says Inktober to me is just black and white. I don't have anything against the colored inks, but I really like the black and white look. But this I also like, this gray color, black, white, and gray. Yep, I'm already happier with that highlight on this person's head. I should have kept that white. Oh, it's too late. I didn't realize until I was filling it in that it would have been great for it to stand out against the hair in the background. Oh well, try to remember next time. But hey, that's what this Inktober is all about. It's about practicing. Now, I'm going to use this real quick to round out this ear. It looks totally different from the other ear. I want it to be a little bit closer if I can sort of cover it with this gray to fix it a little bit. Yay! The wash pen was on clearance. Well, I'll at least enjoy it until it's empty then. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing where it's gonna like be gone like after a few drawings. I think it's got a lot of fluid in it. If you heard a meow just now, that was Kiki. A little bit unusual. Kiki is now meowing at my door. I'm sure it's because she hears me talking in here to myself and she wants to talk to me too. Kiki is really interesting because we've had her since she was really little, since she was like 7 months old, and I think she's actually learned to talk to us. Of course, she hasn't learned the language, but if you meow at her, she will meow back almost every time, and she will meow at you when she wants something and everything. I've had a lot of cats in my life, and not many are like this. Like, we've had really talkative cats, like Siamese type of talkative, where they're just really loud and meow all the time, but Kiki is different. It actually feels like you're having a conversation with her. She's scratching on my door now. Oh, add a gel pen highlight. Where? I forgot what I was talking about when you wrote that. Gel pen highlight. I was trying not to use the white in this one though. Trying to stick with just these two, see how it works. It's actually working out pretty good. Boom. Brush pens are so satisfying because I can fill in, and I can fill in the tiniest little corner and then quickly fill in a huge area, all with the same material, all with the same tool. How am I doing for time? I think I'm going to be pretty spot on. I think I didn't get my stream working until 11:50. And it's almost 12:50. But I'm also pretty close to done with this, so. Their hair looks so good with this wash color. Gel pen highlight on the edge of the hair. Okay, I have my gel pen right over there. I always have it available. It's one of those things I always have. White gel pen. It's one of my standard, keep it in my pencil pouch all the time things. Oop. Just fill this in. Another great thing about this wash pen is it's not too streaky. When I cover it up with more, maybe it's because it's ink rather than something like an alcohol marker. It blends with itself really well, I guess you could say. Whee! Around the ear. Back here. And even though they're not perfectly the same looking, I think this is pretty good for the double theme. Double prompt. And this side. Yeah, right here. I'll put a little gel highlight right there to make the hair stand out. Since you said it, I'll allow myself to do it. Alright, hair's all filled in. eyes all filled in. Don't have too much more time, so I think I'm just going to do a little bit of fine-tuning with the black. Then I'll do that white highlight, and maybe I'll do a little hatching. Let's see. I guess this, as long as I can get this ear as round as the other ear, then that's good enough. I guess that's close. It's close enough, I suppose. I think what I want to do is my favorite, really big, thick black outline. But I'm also going to be a little bit careful around the hair, because the hair is so nice and delicate looking. I want to keep that. So I like doing this outline because then I can make it, it's like right here, I'm not doing the outline around each body, instead it's just around the entire subject matter as a whole, if that makes sense. Just feel like it always really unifies the picture, no matter what I'm drawing, as long as it's something I'm drawing that doesn't have a background. So with my chibis, I like to do that if I remember, because I rarely draw them with backgrounds. This one's head is a little pointy looking. I wonder if I can fix that with some extra ink. That's a bit better. A little bit better. Not perfect, but doesn't need to be perfect. Good enough. Just needs to be good enough. Being super careful with the hair. Darken it up right here. I'm gonna do the same thing here too. Show that this hair that's in front of the ears is sticking out a little farther. And maybe a little more for their chin, their jawline. Keep swiping my brush when the what am I trying to say? When the bristles come apart and I swipe it on this scratch paper. It's actually a towel, paper towel. And then that way it'll sort of smush them back together. Yay! Now, white gel pen. White gel pen for this little piece of hair. Ooh, and it's this one I got in a recent ArtSnacks box. It's really small, so it's perfect for this tiny little itty bitty piece of hair. do it here too, so that the entire section of hair that's meeting that other character's hair is different, a different color. Yay, I think that helps. Ooh, and I have a little spot where I got gray where I don't want it, so I'm going to put a little white right there too. Cover it up. May as well, since I'm at it, I may as well smooth out these eye highlights too. I'm going to use it, just use it wherever I want. I did a fairly good job, I think, with these, but of course it wasn't perfectly round like eye highlights should be. Boom! I think that's good. Time to write my little stuff on it. Well, first I'll put my signature. It's hard to write letters. It's hard to write Western letters with a brush pen. I'm gonna do my best though. Okay, what I usually write is Inktober 2018. What day is it? Oh, 29. Really helps to keep the brush straight up and down. And the prompt was double. Yay! Not bad for only using 3 tools, plus using our pencils and erasers. Only 2 more days. 2 more days of Inktober. I didn't hit 100% of my goal because I missed 2 days last week, but what the heck, I think it's still the best Inktober I've ever had. I'm really happy about it. So, I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. If you can join me, that'll be awesome. Thank you for watching.